Well, it is the quarterfinals, the Heroes Lounge quarterfinals, the end of season tournament of Division 1. We have a best of 5 in our hands and Tomb of Spider Queen is our first map. We got the French going up against the Germans, the Bobby Kotick fan club against the Geilen banger. Bobby Kotick these days, I mean, obviously highly popular. The man has been working and working and working, destroying Blizzard one decision at a time. So highly successful. Therefore, his fan club is absolutely enormous, especially in France. And they are gathering together here to try and take down the Geilen banger. So it is the first game. Again, this is the quarterfinals, best of 5 series, and I'm kind of excited for it. We've been focusing a lot on the Raven Court, obviously, but there are more things going on than only the Raven Court in-house matches. Now, I have said this in the past, and I want to highlight it again right here at the beginning. If you want to play Heroes of the Storm in a cool environment, with people that actually want to win games and not just troll around all day long and have some fun, then you should check out heroeslounge.gg. I'm going to put a link into the description. They have a very active Discord server that you can join if you have any questions, but there's also an FAQ on the website. You can join the Heroes Lounge either as a team or also as an individual player, absolutely no problem, and they have leagues for pretty much every single skill level. It doesn't matter if you are bronzy or if you're in Grandmaster, you will find a league where you can play with people, and it's obviously a match a week, so it is quite manageable and a lot more enjoyable than just always just queuing up for Storm League. I hear all the time questions like, oh my god, like I need people to play with. Well, this is your opportunity. Check them out, have a look, and then you will have probably finally some more enjoyable matches that you can focus on. And, well, the end of season tournaments are not only for Division 1, they're pretty much for all the divisions. In this case, we're now focusing on Division 1. I'm going to check it out. Darkmook has started things off for the Germans with Blaze. And we got Leoric and Anna on the side of the Frenchies. Ixia, obviously. Yeah, awesome to see him here. It's going to be good. But there comes Jojo, and we get Rhaegar. Death Knight apparently going to play the main tank here, considering that they have X-Ray playing with them. Now, most of these lineups are, by the way, a little bit bigger, so it's not just 5 players that are playing here, but usually, like, team can consist, I don't know, by like 5 to 7 or something. Don't know what the limit is. But since there is always a little bit of wiggle room and you have to see, okay, which player can make it on a given day. In this case, we have these 5 now playing. Ultralisk is therefore likely going to have a bit of an impact again with the damage. We could see him once more with the Kerrigan pick, for example. Already we have Tracer and we got Diablo Band. So no bullying around here on Tomb. Wave Clear still needed at least a little bit for the blue team. So they have Leoric for the bot lane. But they need somebody for the middle and the top. Could go full mage, obviously. The Zarya Band is also a little bit sad. I kind of like Zarya combos. Hanzo, Honor comes in, and we get Varian. Alright, so that might result in even another mage pick for the last one. Having a nano-boosted mage together with Varian to get the kill in. Not too shabby, so that's definitely an option. On the red team side, though, the final 2 picks, Hazu and Ultralisk are currently the 2 that are still missing. Picked for the first game. So we need damage, and we get Jaina, and we get Maiev. No Kerrigan, but we get a Maiev pick. Not shabby either. And if Jaina can follow up with that prop, I mean, just imagine you have a good condemn from Jojo, you have Maiev following up on it with the tether, Blaze with the stun, and then Jaina comes in, unleashes all of her cooldowns, and gets maybe even a Ring of Frost connected. Woo! Talking damage, baby! That's a full wipe right there. So, Tobo's final pick. What's it going to be for the blue team? They get Chromie. Again, the mage, there she is. Chromie is in the house together with Anna for the boost and Varian for the stun. Tomb the Spider Queen is the first map. Again, this is map number 1 in a best of 5 series at the quarterfinal of Division 1 of the end of season tournament for Heroes Lounge. So let's jump right into it. Game number 1, and on the left, the French with Malganir on Varian, Eova on Hanzo, Ixia on Anna, Virtual on Leoric, and Tobos on Chromie. The Germans on the right side of the map with Death Knight on Jojo. We have Hazops on Jaina, Ultralisk on Maef, X-Ray on Rega, and Darkmork is playing Blaze. Also, I haven't really talked about it in a while, so I want to give people a bit of an update since the question pops up on YouTube too. So the accident with the bike where I crashed and dislocated my shoulder is now roughly 6 weeks ago, roughly. And by now, it's getting better. So I can finally do some exercises again. I've also started doing some easy dumbbell bench pressing, but still with limited range of motion. So doing it on the floor so I don't put too much strain onto the joint itself. Everything with baby weights at this point, nothing too crazy. Range of motion is still lacking a little bit. I get more physio next week, but it is getting better. So it's obviously a slow process and it's just one thing at a time. But given, I mean, it improved consistently and at least I can do some exercise again. Shoulder exercises, back exercises, legs obviously are still working, and now a few days ago I started with easy chest exercises again. So it's all fine. It's still kind of okay. Once that the range of motion increases and the rest heals up, it should be fine, but it's still probably going to take another 2 or 3 weeks at least. But just to loop people a little bit in, since I haven't really talked, at least on YouTube, a lot about it. I'm more so active about Twitch and on the Discord channel. But yeah, just to give you guys a bit of an idea there of what's going on. So yeah, still slow, still annoying. I'm still impatient. I want all of it to heal faster, but I guess that's always the case. But at least the trend is a positive one. Now in the game here we have on level 1 contact healing. So Anna is gonna go for a grenade build. Chromie, as you would expect, with the deep breathing. They're gonna play a lot around the taunt on Varian and are gonna try to get the hits in with the combo and blow those heroes out of the water quickly, get some early kills. But talking about kills, already the interrupt down at the bottom of the map, so they're trying to come in here and steal the camp, and they might just be able to do that, but they have to give up eventually. The rotation was a bit too slow. If they can get a kill on the other hand to capitalize on this, that would be kind of nice. Oh, and they get Leo, but is that all? Seems like it. Darkmork, he gets caught here, but I don't think that they can do anything about it. Tobos is able to connect a few more sandblasts, but the rest of the team is also down at the bottom of the map, so yeah, they can easily take care of that now. Still, they got 1 kill, so the Germans with the efficiency right at the start of all of it. We get the taunt now, so Varian already starting to taunt Jojo. Death Knight able to walk out of this. They still have the camp active that they could technically use. There's no Sylvanas involved in this game on the other hand, so you can't just simply use the camp and break through those towers and the gates as we've seen in some of the previous games. By now, still just easy defense, rotations between the lanes, and everybody attempting to collect a few more gems to turn them in. Hansa's trying. Maybe a little bit sneaky. Oh, Malganir gets caught a bit too far out there and he gets punished. Very nice. Looked nearly like a Warcraft 3 surround what they just pulled off. And that results in Varian getting demolished. So Malganir dead. That's the 2nd kill against the blue team. Didn't run fast enough. But yeah, so they didn't turn anything in, but they now have enough gems for the first Web Weaver wave. So, half-level lead, could go for the early level 7. At least the blue team was able to sneak a few of their gems in. And the party, of course, continues. There's a lot of synergies, as I pointed out during the draft already for the red team, and particularly with Hazu. If they are just lining his cooldowns up properly with all of the CC that they're running here, then they can just destroy them. And Anna is the 3rd kill. Hazu gets very quickly attacked though, and ooh, he's low. Yeah, there's the kill. Nicely done. Varian gets the connect and drops him. Yeah, but they're also suffering another loss. They're losing Hanzo, but the party hasn't ended yet. X-Ray is just barely jumping out in wolf form. They still want to go for Malganir again. The tether. Oh, and he is dead. Oh, for a second he was like Schrödinger's Varian. You could think about him as dead and alive at the same time, but then once we opened the box, we saw that he actually died a painful death and got dropped. So 5 kills to 1, and by now We also have some gems finally turned in, as I mentioned previously, for the blue team. The red team hasn't really done anything there. They got Death Knight with 32. They have 71 in total. And, well, if they are able to turn this in now, then that would be the first web weaver wave for them. And given the fact that they're already ahead in experience, they could really propel this towards level 10, either with a push or shortly after. Yeah, and that would spell probably disaster for the blue team, for the Frenchies. But so far, they've done an incredible job shutting them down every time they were trying to get to a turning point. But here comes Ultralisk. Still a beast. Turn-in happens, and that's the first objective. Red Web Weaver Wave is gonna make them... Oh, Hazu! If they can get... if they can get Jaina here, that would be so good for them. But yeah, Hazu gets nearly killed. I was about to say, the Red Web Weaver Wave is finally gonna touch ground. But as is, they nearly got the kill against Jaina, and that would have been so good for their defense ambitions. They still could tap the fountain, so now they're half a level away from 16. And if you just look at the minimap, you realize quickly that the red team is currently splitting on the lanes in an attempt to get more experience so that they have level 10, and now they got it all. They got the Web Weavers, they got level 10. Yes, the Ring of Frost is already predicted in the draft. With this comp, this makes just perfect sense. They're going for Varian, and he just doesn't really stand a chance. He could get the counter kill. Nicely done. Very nicely done by Ana, shutting down the heal here from the Ancestral, and just look at Malgany. He's actually still alive. Now, obviously, the forts are not doing all that well, so yes, Varian survived, but the damage is still there. Wall in the middle destroyed, fort at the top demolished, and down at the bottom of the map. Oh, is he getting the kill? Darkmok wants the kill, and he gets it! That's a shit ton of gems right there. If they can hold them, and yes, they can. Varian has, by the way, been killed. Still no level 10 for the fan club, and boy, that hurts. That's the second fort that will now go down. It's 7 kills to 1, and they lost a bunch of gems on top of it too. There's a second turn-in available for the Geilen banger, and with all the German efficiency that they're bringing to the table, they're now ruthlessly working on turn-in number 2. Barely able to get their level 10. There it is. We're getting the Eye of Horus for Ana. No nano boost or anything like it. Camps are claimed, and they can turn in at any point right now. Oh, that's rough. Hanzo is going for the meme strike. Hanzo is going full meme strike right now, so no arrow. Is not trying to follow up with an additional stun. Can the blue team bring this back? That's the question. The early game didn't go well for them, but now they finally have level 10. So if there was ever a time to fight back, it's now. You're on even talents, you have level 10, there could be an opportunity to force the fight. If they combo a good... The problem is honestly that comboing an Entomb with a meme strike is not going to be all that easy, since the bunker is always going to be ready, or should be, from Darkmok in order to prevent the worst from happening here. So time will tell. But there's another quick stun. There's the Entomb. Immediate bunker. Immediate bunker. 2 cooldowns against 1. So a nice trade for them. Hanzo gets absolutely crushed here. No chance for him. Gets burned to a crisp. Virtual is very likely going to fall on Leo. And Varian has already died. So, yeah, that is 3 heroes down. And now, of course, the big opportunity to go for another fort, which they are definitely going to take here. So they're going to take that 100%. But yeah, the kills, they keep coming. Hanzo disappears first. And then afterwards, they go with the Ring of Frost for Malganir. Take him down. Leo falls. The fort gets destroyed. That was the final one. They are on level 13. It's 10 kills to 1. 2 levels ahead. Yeah, that is, of course, the synergy that we're seeing. And the Geilen banger, they are going for gold now. They want the boss, they want the turn-in, they want everything. The blue team doesn't even have enough gems to do anything about it. They can't turn in, so they cannot even trade a boss defense. But they abandoned the boss and instead went again for the next fight. Meme strike, a little bit of damage, but maybe not enough. Again, they go for Hanzo. He barely makes it out. Leo activated his trade once again. So he activated his trade 4 times already. And that's a freebie on the boss. That's a free boss, and still no turn-in opportunity for the fan club. 2 level lead for the Geilen banger, and they want him again. Yeah, Leoki over here, huh? He's giving Murky a run for his money. And not only him, but I guess that Malgania was also a bit too optimistic in his approach. They are denying the boss to the red team, so silver linings, right? But everybody else is just dying, and that includes Anna. It's a triple kill. They get 3 destroyed. Chromie keeps herself way in the back, and now for the 3rd time in a row, they're trying to go for the boss. Let's assume that 3rd time's the charm here. At least I don't see anybody preventing this from happening this time, and of course the turn-in can happen too. 30,000 damage for Jaina, 30,000 for Chromie. Red team with the Web Weavers, finally level 13 for the fan club, but let's face it, it's only half a level that's missing for level 16 on the side of the red team. And we all know where this is going to be headed. This is going to be a monster push at the top lane. I mean, at this point, they have a boss, a talent advantage, and a Web Weaver wave. I mean, again, that's at minimum 1 keep. Minimum. If they kill a few heroes here, they can snowball this forward to take a game. But yeah, great start for the Germans in this best of 5. If the French can turn this around, then boy oh boy. But I just don't see it happening. There's the Ring of Frost. There's the immediate damage pushed onto them. Yeah, Meme Strike is in. They're dodging out on most of the damage. Bunker's on the ground too, but everybody is dead or dying. Leo is already gone. Now they're going for Malgania. Ixa with a big pew 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 trying to keep everybody alive. The keep is already gone, but what else can they kill here? Malgania is still in play. That boss, on the other hand, has barely lost hit points, and we still have the mid and the bot lane push happening with those Web Weavers. It's an utter disaster for the Frenchies here, as the Germans are going for victory in game number 1 of this best of 5 series at the quarterfinals. 16 kills to 1, 16 kills to 2. Blaze with the Mercy death over here, but everybody else is just hammering away at the core, and that is an easy one right then and there. Easy victory, keeps are gone, the core is gone, and that's the lead in the quarterfinal series here at heroeslounge.gg as the Geilen banger lock in the victory on Tomb. Well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Towers of Doom, map number 2. The Germans. Very efficient start into the series. They're able to take the lead in the best of 5 here in the quarterfinal, and well, of course, for the Frenchies, now it's the attempt to get back into the series. Now, they chose first pick over map pick, so now the Germans picked the map, and therefore it's towers, definitely one of the strong ones for the German teams for a long time now. There's obviously a huge overlap when you look at the Geilen banger and you're looking at Washed Up and some of the other teams, right? It's not necessarily exactly the same, but there's always a little bit of overlap happening here. And when it comes to the players that are drafting and also taking the maps that has an impact, so Towers of Doom for all of these guys was always a staple, and that's why we're now seeing it right here. Rhaegar gets banned, so they're trying to apply a little bit of pressure on the support side. I mean, when we're talking towers, it's really a question of how exactly you want to play it, but heroes that oftentimes also get the axe are Lucio. Some of the globals can be banned out here as well. But you can really tell a little bit the difference between, let's say, the Raven Court matches, where you have an in-house bot that is trying to match individual players together to create fair lobbies, and now a tournament like this, where you have teams that train and practice together and are way more familiar with the way that everybody wants to draft, move on the map, and where also coordination is just a step higher. Now, the Raven Court games are obviously quite awesome, really fun to watch. But that's partly also because you have more mistakes happening, simply because the players don't quite have that level of coordination and communication that exists in these games. And this is obviously leading straight into the tournament here with the quarter, semifinals and finals for the champion of Division 1 in Heroes Lounge. So just interesting to compare all of that. Particularly since a lot of people are always looking at these games and asking themselves like, hey, where's the skill level here? Like, how does this compare to something that I would play in, and so on and so forth. We get a Stitches. Stitches on towers. Now, the Haka didn't shock me whatsoever. This is always a fantastic pick on Towers of Doom and one of the first ones to either be picked or go. I find it interesting that the blue team, the French, have now started to really attack the supports though. So they're apparently just targeting X-Ray here and hoping to ban his pool out. But without Meta Madness rules and pre-bans to try and target supports in that way, pretty bold choice, honestly. Usually it's not really possible. I mean, the most that they can eliminate here is 4 heroes. And even that's a little bit of a stretch. Did they really ban another support now? Malfurion and Rhaegar now have been banned. Now, Malfurion would have been a good follow-up, of course, on Stitches too. They didn't know that at the time. But yes, there's still other choices that can come in, and they actually do it. They go for Anduin. Alright, fair enough. I don't really think that's going to be a big problem for them. Deckard Cain gets locked in immediately. The old geezer. Stylish haircut, though. I gotta give him that. I mean, looking real good there. I think I can actually see myself in the reflection of the model. And we get a Jimmy! Like, what the hell is happening all of a sudden? We get Jimmy and Deckard Cain. Are they swapping heroes around, or did they just, like, just go for a role swap now? Like, what on earth? Jimmy is in the house. Ultralisk is missing still as a choice. Probably gonna go for damage. We have now a Nubarak and Hogger together with Sylvanas for the blue team. And Tobos as the final pick. Likely heading into a mage. We get Artanis! Alright! We're gonna get Artanis as our final pick for the blue team. I mean, can't be intrigued. Particularly Reyna as a choice. It's kind of wild together with Stitches. I would have expected Ultralisk to, for example, play Medivh and then go for a Kidnap combo. But with Reyna as the damage, it's maybe a little bit of a stretch. I'm not quite sure if they can make that work. I need something with a little bit more of an oomph there. So, yeah. Instead, we're getting Malthael now. So, triple frontline, trying to shield Jimmy as much as they can. I mean, guys, stage is set. Towers of Doom is our map. We have a 1-0 lead for the Geilen Banger in this best of 5. So, let's jump in and let's see what they can pull off here. Towers of Doom, map number 2. The fan club in blue with Virtual playing Hogger Malganir on Anubarak. We got Tobos on Artanis, so both teams with the triple frontline. Iowan, Sylvanas, and Ixir is playing Brightwing for the French team. The Germans on the right with Ultralisk on Malthael. We got Death Knight on Stitches. Hazu is playing Deckard Cain. So they're actually swapping things around a little bit. Darkmok on Behaka and X-Ray is now playing Reyna. So the bans on the supports have definitely forced their hand, at least to an extent. But let's see what Jimmy can do. Going into the stacks, so we have him with the Veteran Marksman as his level 1 choice. And the same, by the way, applies also to Trash Tannis. So, Protector of Aya is the level 1 on his end. Death Knight throwing the hooks out already, so far unsuccessful, but yep, those hooks, especially after level 13, can come from nowhere. So, in this case, the leg is in. They're getting a few more hits on Tobos. The penetrating round is also connecting. 4 stacks already for X-Ray. He gets a few more here, but it doesn't seem like anybody is going to die in this one. So, yeah, everybody is already brawling it out. First, we had the 5-man in the mid lane. Nice stun here. Spray game also kind of on point. I'll let that slide. When we're talking about mounts, it's also quite nice that at least these guys are paying some attention. Yeah, Death Knight already teasing a little bit up at the front. Good for him. 7 stacks for Jimmy. Again, we're going to keep our eye on him. Obviously, when you're going into stacks, then you really need to get it to a pretty decent level. If you're not sitting around like 60, 70, then you're usually better off just trying to go for the ace in the hole. It always depends a bit on how many slows you're actually running. But if he can get that done, given the fact that these maps, these games on Towers of Doom usually last a bit longer, then he is going to get value as the game continues. And at least so far, he's getting quite a bit here. So this is actually working out quite nicely for him. Not so much for Death Knight on the other hand. He apparently tries to go for Devour, gets it. Oh, but Sylvanas right between the eyes, baby. And they get Brightwing too. So Trash Tannis and Trashwing on the same team. Can that actually go well? I don't know if that's possible. At least for now, it isn't. One camp has already been taken by the Germans, and now they're going for the second one. 14 stacks for Jimmy. camp shouldn't be a problem. And I guess Malgania is very much alone, so can't really do anything about this either. We get the Behemoth armor, more hit points, more sustainability for Jimmy. In addition to that, now playtime. So much playtime for Stitches. And yeah, they're already working on the bottom of the map for the bell tower. What the hell? Oh boy. I mean, I know that the Frenchies are attempted to just simply surrender here, but boys, come on, at least fight back a little bit. I mean, they're currently getting totally overrun. They're trying to get value at the top, so I guess it's going to be an even exchange in bell towers. So it's not going to be too bad. Yes, the one down here at the bottom of the map falls a lot faster, but they're going to get the top side regardless. The one thing that we should still point out is that the bot lane is obviously a lot more valuable than the top lane. Simply because you have more pumpkin camps moving through it. So, yeah. Bot lane control, always more important than controlling the top lane. Just more potential to do damage there. And talking about damage, Topos is now being hit. And I gotta say, X-Ray is getting some real easy hits in this game. I mean, our man is already sitting on 18 stacks here. And now they're taking Artanis down. He's sitting on 19 stacks. That's pretty respectable. So, if they can keep that pace up, then Jimmy is going to absolutely destroy them as this game continues. I'm a little bit scared here. Sylvanas is dead too, so that's 4 kills to 0. They have an even points on the core. There's level 7. And Malgania jumps out. Oh, haha, and survives. 7 hit points? Or what exactly was that? 32 points against 36. They're starting to take back the top. 20 stacks now for Jimmy, the unstable compound on level 7. And they're even chasing Hogger now back. But yeah, this could be a little bit of a shorty when it comes to a serious length. Unless, of course, the fan club steps it up a little bit. I mean, I don't know. Bobby Kotick is really good at destroying things usually, so you would expect that his fan club is just going to take aim and just wrecks everything in their path as well. But yeah, at least down at the bottom of the map, they're destroying the bell tower. But it seems to come at a cost again. Yeah, Sylvanas, no chance here. Sylvanas is down. Goodbye, girl. And we're getting more stacks for Jimmy, but they're also going to be in a bit of a pickle once the bell tower respawns, so I'm not quite sure how long you want to stay here, guys. Eventually, once that minion wave is destroyed, you need to go back. But they're hoping for another kill. They're trying to take Hogger down. Couldn't quite get him. A few more hits are coming, though, from X-Ray. He's at 28 stacks already. Quick reminder that we are only 5 minutes into the game. Now, there is an advantage for the fan club, because we currently have them with 5 to 3 bell towers. That is something that is definitely pretty neat. And I don't see enough time for the German team to take it back right now. Alright, Jimmy is dodging everything thus far. 14 stacks, by the way, also on the Behemoth armor. So, yeah, let's not forget about that. That gives him in total roughly 300 additional hit points. Finally a kill! First blood! Congratulations to the French! Nice! Applause! Round of applause! Well deserved. Finally a kill. Finally a hit. We now got level 9.5 on both sides, and there's some momentum. So the fan club doing some work here. Whereas Ixia is getting the channel. That's 5 shots fired. The Germans a little bit too cocky. So, yeah, but again, we're kind of used to that. So, level 10 abilities, the Lulnado, much Lul, much wow. We have Last Rites, and of course the suppression pulls for Artanis. So, yeah, they're lulling this out a little bit, but it wasn't good enough. So, yeah. Get drowned in books. Absolutely drowned in books when Deckard goes for it. Okay. There's a hit on Virtual. Yeah, trying to get that. Campus, by the way, not taken. I would laugh if they can steal it away, but since the Haka isn't even here and is not even making a move, that's not happening. So even if he's now trying to make a play, it's probably going to be a bit too late since Jimmy is already gone. They get a drag, though. Don't tell me they get the kill here. Do we have the last rights? Yeah, no kill. And they're losing 1, they're losing 2, they're losing 3. The French, ladies and gentlemen, starting to fight back. killing Sylvanas though, so Ultralisk is able to pull at least that off. But look at Artanis, damn son, now he's trashing everybody else. Wow, from 0 to hero, getting some work done here, and that's 4 kills in total. The Germans get absolutely crushed here. Yeah, the fan club came in and they took off their lederhosen. So now we have even Steven kill count, but elite in experience for the fan club, and they're taking another bell tower. So, the Germans have to bring it back here. This is a serious business. There is no fun. We want to dominate this game and the next. So let's kill them while we can. These bell tower, these altars, they are ours. Yeah, they gotta step it up a little bit if they really want to go here. They already lost one of the altars. There's the Gorge, okay. So, can they take him down? Brightwing is about to help out. Yeah, down here it is the Haka and Jimmy. Virtual, careful my friend. I think Jimmy's gonna win this one pretty handily if they're going toe-to-toe. But there's the ult from Artanis, another lick. Yeah, and X-Ray is still firing away the shots here. Last rights, that's a stack for Malthael. Yeah, the Angel of Death gets one. And X-Ray is also just firing away consistently, and Tobas doesn't know if he wants to go in, out, and might even die if this continues. Yeah, Stitches with another hook, now has level 13, so the extended range is ready. They have only control over 3 bell towers, but they get the hit. So they are able to get the 3 shots fired. Yeah, it's better than nothing. But they have to also reclaim some of their structures here. So 7 kills to 6, 13 on both sides, 22 stacks for Jimmy, so that's an additional 500 hit points roughly that he gets with it. We have 187 stacks for Trash Tannis. Damage output, let's take a look, 24,000 for the StarCraft boy on the blue team, 39,000 for Ultralisk with Malthael. So, down to the bottom. They're gonna take this one up at the top. Sylvanas is already prepping to retake another bell tower, but I guess the rotation should be there in time to prevent it from happening. And yeah, let's go. Over here, the rest of the team is still starting to slowly move in. Sylvanas, by the way, is absolutely shitting the bed in this game. I like that they're going for the boss early and they get the additional 4 shots, but Sylvanas has been absolutely destroyed in this game. I mean, 5 of those deaths are on her. Bell tower claimed, shots fired, 22 points on the core, now again 29. Down here at least, they're getting also a connect, but this bell tower has not been converted, so the Haka is now sitting next to a sad bell tower and is going to try and retake that. Okay, I think that was a little bit too much. Misses the penetrating round, gets done 1, gets done twice, helping hand I suppose, did not connect. Went for the Hyperion down there, might even get them the bell tower honestly. Brightwing gets trashed. Alright, Brightwing gone. By the way, the Hyperion did not take the bell tower out. Somebody still needs to at least ding it a little bit. Has some hit points left, but I suppose that now they have a chance to do exactly that. They didn't try to reclaim the bell tower up at the top and instead are focusing on bot lane control once more. As mentioned before, definitely the more important lane here. So it's 4 bell towers, 2-4 that we have. But there's another camp to claim. They can take the camp. 38 stacks also for Jimmy, let's not forget about that. So he's getting closer and closer to getting some real solid single target damage out here. Gorge has been used. Yep, Artanis, little Nado trying to isolate them, and Trash Tannis gets trashed, and we get a second stack for Malthael. And oh, X-Ray! You nuppel! He actually saved Sylvanas there for a second, pushed her out of the hook with a penetrating round. You know why he did that? Because he wanted to kill all for himself. So he chases her down, gets the kill. That's more stacks. Like Death Knight, don't kill him! Don't kill him! I need more stacks. Give me my target practice. All intentional. All calculated, obviously. Calculated plays by the Geilen banger. The Germans, they're showing all that efficiency. And now they're looking at the bot lane in an attempt to get a few more shots connected soon, TM, especially, of course, when these 2 altars are going to be active. 43 stacks now for Jimmy. He's at 40,000 damage, starting to contest Malthael a bit on the damage numbers. Sylvanas, she's trailing behind now. And he's just popping his ult for structural damage. I mean, at this point, he's just dropping it on cooldown. Very efficient siege damage from him now. Look at that. He's taking over the siege damage numbers. Oh, he's getting close. Dehaka is still leading the charts with 75,000 on their side, but 69,000 are not too bad either. Triple altar phase is coming up. So here's the opportunity to finally pull ahead a bit. Both teams on 22 points on the core. Sylvanas is trying to get a little bit sneaky on this. Where's that hook when you need it? Yeah, no hook yet. Alright. Stitches. Not getting anything done here, but Malthael on his way towards the top. And let's not forget that we also have a global. We got Dehaka, who is using his global to take the altar down at the bottom of the map and then chase up at the top. They're trying to interrupt here. And yep, oh, that hook was pretty much grazing her already. Yep, the gorge has happened. Immediate cocoon as a counter. Lulnado is on the ground though. Yeah, the big lulls are happening. And they are trying to get a hit and a kill. Jimmy, nicely protected, is getting more stacks and more direct damage in. They're targeting Artanis, and he is trashed again. Another hit, another kill, another stack for Malthael. 15-second cooldown reduction. And the Frenchies, they do what they do best. They run away, trying to save themselves here. The Germans mercilessly, ruthlessly going for kill after kill. And Uberak is gone, Brightwing is eliminated, and now with a few more hits in, we have also Hogger down the drain. That leaves us with only Sylvanas as a survivor. Malthael is channeling up at the top, gets another 4 shots connected, and they're taking more and more bell tower control. Yep, Dehaka is already reclaiming the top right. Here in the middle, they're easily taking the mid lane bell tower. Sylvana's the only one that's surviving, and she has now gone down to the bottom of the map. She's trying to prevent the Germans from getting all the bell towers. So doing her best there. X-Ray is going to get some damage in, but he can't prevent this from happening. 53 stacks for him though. Very solid. Also with 40 stacks on his level 2, he now has... Oh, sorry, he's level 4. He has a lot of extra hit points. The initial 200 HP boost and then 8 per, so he's more than 500 ahead now. And has taken over the top damage numbers, not only on his team, but also in the game. So he has surpassed Malthael and now has a level 20. And with level 20, of course, we're not gonna get more NATOs, but we're also getting the Sergeant Pepper. So this is where the fun really begins for him. Yeah, the French trying to take this back as much as they can, one at a time, so it's always a bit of a bell tower conversion game that they're playing. But a 5 versus 3 situation is still inevitable. And with a 1.5 level lead, 2 levels ahead, but a 1 level lead until level 20, those 2 altars on the map, they could definitely hurt, particularly since the boss is now also up. So there's already the move straight up for good old Anuburak. Yeah, they're trying to go for the boss here too, and they might just be able to sneak that in before there's even something happening. Oh, boss is halfway down, but now they have Anuburak as well. The link is perfectly connected. Damn, that was sexy. That timing was absolutely glorious. And they get the boss as well. So yeah, this is obvious a disaster for the French. That's 4 shots fired. Seems like Sylvanas is trying to go for an aggressive posture, but that's not happening either. There's the Hyperion already, and they're getting absolutely pancaked now. Everybody dead, dying, or about to. Jimmy, yes, they get 1 kill, but Brightwing is down, Anuburak is down, Sylvanas is gone, Artanis gets murdered, and that's a 5-man team wipe. And that's game. That's game. Game number 1. Sorry, game number 2. Game number 2 goes to the Germans. They're claiming victory on Towers of Doom and heavily pull ahead in this best of 5 series in the quarterfinal of the end of season tournament at heroeslounge.gg. Nicely done, well played, and a big lead now for the Geilen Banger. Sky Temple, our 3rd map and the first match point for the Geilen Banger. So it's a 2-0 lead for the German team. Interestingly enough, Tobos, he came a little bit late into the lobby and he just realized that it's actually a best of 5. So up to now he thought that it is a best of 3 series, and then he came into the lobby and the first thing that he said was like, okay, you guys want to be reversed? Let's go. So yeah, he's apparently eager. Well, as we're waiting for the draft to shape up here, I also want to take the opportunity again to thank everybody that is supporting the channel on patreon.com/Khaldor. Thanks a lot, guys, for the support. Really appreciate it. I've been talking about it in the past, not really the best when it comes to continuous updates over there. I really suck at that. But obviously, we are creating tons of tournaments. We've been doing this for like 5 years right now, and it wouldn't be possible without the support of everyone over at patreon.com/Khaldor. Really appreciate it. Thanks to all the patrons. And while I might suck at social media updates, I hope that you see through all the videos and all of the tournaments that we're creating, hosting, casting, that we are still fairly active in making sure that everything is still alive and kicking here in the Heroes of the Storm esports scene. So we're doing our best. And again, your support makes it possible. So thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. Seems like they're just targeting supports at this point, by the way. So we have double ban again. I'm not sure if they are just trying to force X-Ray into a different role. Didn't really work for them, as you could see, at least not on the second map. But that's 3 supports already banned. I would assume that they're now picking their own. Do they start with a support here? To pick something else away? And does X-Ray maybe pick early? Change. Dehaka. So, we get Mr. Dehaka Shakalaka. And haha. Last game I talked about Medivh a little bit, and there it is. Medivh gets taken, and we have also Stukov. Death Knight apparently this time is gonna play support, and that is a really, really dangerous start into the draft from the perspective of the fan club. I mean, the French team needs to be really careful here. Ultralisk on Medivh is obviously strong. Then you have Stukov as a follow-up and also additional control. So if they get some stuns together here, they could do a whole lot of damage. Zarya was banned in the first game, and now they are claiming Zarya plus Maiev. So that was a targeted ban previously. Interestingly enough, now Anduin is banned. So all of their support bans are kind of backfiring a little bit. At least there's no light bomb engage or anything like that, right? So we're gonna get... Actually, it's gonna get really interesting because they can't pick a tank anymore. Unless they're going full melee here, this is not happening. So if they want to have some range damage, which I still assume, they have to play a Dehaka main tank, I suppose. Malganir is currently on Maiev, so Maiev main tanking here. They are banning out Garrosh, and instead we're getting Zul for the rotations on Sky Temple to control the lanes and the AoE. Yeah, this got a little bit wonky all of a sudden. Quite a bit. So, there's Nazebo. Witch Doctor is in the house. Witch Doctor and a Necro. Yeah, my Necro in Diablo 4 is actually called Bunga Bunga, because that was always the name of my Witch Doctors, and since there's no Witch Doctor, I had to rename that. Incidentally, my druid is called Bam Bam, so as you can tell, I am very creative when it comes to my hero names there. Suljin and Whitemane. Alright, so Suljin supported with Zarya and Whitemane, and then some tethers over here, and we're getting the Vikings as well. Yeah, okay. So, Zul main tank, and this one is getting a little bit spicy. Sky Temple, everybody. Game number 3, first match point for the Germans. It's a wild draft. Let's see what we're going to get. Let's see which team takes it. Are we going to go to game number 4, or are the Germans going to lock a victory in with a 3-0 and move on to the semifinals? Let's find out. Okay, so we got a main tank Zul against a main tank Maiev, apparently. The Haka on the side, played by Virtual. We have Iowa on Whitemane. Malganir, he's playing Maiev. We got Tobos on Suljin and Ixia on Zarya. Now, we have seen that frontline main tank Maiev a couple of times. I mean, it's been a while, but still, we have seen it. Mixed success, let's just put it like that. Obviously, the idea is to really stack for the late game and with Suljin, whereas the red team, they've gone down a completely different path. The main tank Zul, the roaming Zul, still a thing. We got the Witch Doctor in the house. Mr. Nazebo, played by Darkmok, Death Knight on Stukov, X-Ray on Suljin, Hazob's on the Vikings, that's always good, and Ultralisk, of course, with Medivh. So a lot of control that they can have for the Vikings in particular as all of this starts to play out. Level 1 choice for Suljin, noteworthy. We get the Bone Slicer right here. And I'm very curious how they're going to play this one. There's a lot of global control that we can technically get from the red team. Not only quick rotations with Suljin if they really want them, but also the Vikings themselves, of course, facilitating a lot of macro control. And if Nazeebo gets into the late game, we all know how much that can do. But already we're having Whitemane eliminated as the first blood in the game, taken down by Medivh, who also takes this opportunity to get some solid stacks together. He's sitting at 12 on the baseline, and they got Suljin too. One of the best ways to stop Suljin from stacking is simply by killing him. So, yeah. Bot lane, Virtual going up against the Vikings here. And Hazu is controlling this everywhere. As a former RTS player, I mean, he's been around for a long, long time, playing Warcraft 3, of course, for an eternity, becoming a StarCraft 2 player, and then heading straight into Heroes of the Storm. I'm pretty sure that once Frost Giant brings out Stormgate, I'm going to cast him again in another RTS. I mean, I'm definitely going to provide Stormgate coverage. That's already a given. Back to the roots, back to RTS. And Hazu, I would be absolutely shocked if he would not at least dabble a little bit and then maybe test that on out as well. The Vikings, they're suffering a little bit though, so a couple of them are at least being taken down here as the teams are going for their camps. We've already seen the blue team take their bruiser camp. Now we have the red team do the same thing. In the meantime, Olaf the Stout is in, and we also have the Thing of the Deep taken by Nazeebo. A couple of different choices here with the Martyrdom on level 4, also Troll's Blood, and we give the Give Me 20. But they're breaking through the wall now up at the top, and Suljin has now to come in and provide his AoE damage. So far, still saved by Ultralisk, who is stacking like a madman. He's at 22 stacks. We're 2 minutes and 20 seconds in, so he is getting a lot for his baseline. He needs to be super careful that he's not being grabbed by Maiev and killed. But these fights are very, very good for Medivh's progress. X-Ray coming into the backline real quickly. They're trying to line them up here even further as the Vikings are chasing the Haka down at the bottom of the map. So the Haka doesn't like all of this even a little bit. But structurally, the fan club is doing all right. They're taking the gate down. They have to be careful that they're not losing more heroes. Ewa in particular is a bit low. Ultralisk is now at 27 stacks, make that 28. And they're all low, but they're getting structural damage in, and that's highly important. They're falling behind a bit in experience. I mean, with the Vikings already getting shots on those temples, that's another one. And damn, everybody is so low, it's ridiculous. Look at Malgane here. He survives again. Ultralisk wants the damage, and they're getting Zarya. And I guess this is the rest of the team also falling apart. First it was Zarya that fell, then Whitemane and Maiev get both destroyed. Ultralisk is already at 33 stacks. And now that the three of them are gone, they're trying for Suljin, and he is dead meat as well. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. So 6 kills to 0 in total. Level 7 on the board. Now they get the remaining shots up at the top. They can easily break through the gate here and just build on the advantage they just played for. A lot of shots already taken in the middle. They're claiming more at the top. The idea is, of course, to take the fort down here. And so far, it looks very, very good for them. Especially with the Vikings forcing the issue in the mid lane once more. We have now Intercession, level 7 talents are finally available for the fan club, but there is so much going wrong now for the blue team. Initially they did really well, taking structures down at least, but you can tell that they're struggling getting kills here. X-Ray though, that might be the first one. X-Ray attacked, but Whitemane is dead again. Ultralisk is sitting at 39 and completes his quest 4.5 minutes in. Darkmok now with Nazeebo takes down Suljin, but at least the troll got 1 kill. They took down Zul, and that is first blood for them in the game, but the matter just gets worse with Maiev falling. Ixer played into a wall. And that is another kill. 10 kills to 1. They're 2 levels ahead. They're nearly on level 10. And just look at the minimap. You already can tell how this is going. The fort at the... Guys? Guys? Team? Team? Bitch, please. There we go. All right. So they take the fort, and another one in the middle is already extremely low as well. Things are not looking good for the Frenchies. Let's be honest about this. We have 50 stacks together for Nazeebo. So, yeah, he's bringing this in slowly, steadily. We have him with a big voodoo. And also we get the Gargantuan here as the level 10 choice. With heroic abilities, there's of course very little that the blue team can do right now. They just need to sit tight and really just wait, get experience, hope for level 10. Because if not, if they're forced into battles, exactly this is going to happen. They're just going to get wrecked and they can only try and run away. Now, they are able to do that. Years of practice helped them to get this done pretty easily. The French defense is at full display as they're trying to escape here. And they have to give up their siege giants. But if they get level 10, maybe they can fight back. Dehaka is doing the best he can to control the Vikings and has been doing a decent job there. Question is simply what the red team is now trying to do. I was initially thinking that maybe they're going for the boss as well, but they haven't done anything yet. In the middle of the map, maybe a shot at taking that fort down if they wanted it, but instead they're going for the bot lane and trying to just take down this fort, at least limit the options there a bit. Defense, they have finally level 10. Now, the fan club still has a chance there. They're going into the Taz Dingo, and we have on top of that the containment disc that has been used here too. So here's the moment, 10 kills to 2. They're trying to bring this back, and if they really want to do so, then they have to go for the next objective. It's actually kind of fascinating because this is technically only the second objective in the game. So there's still plenty of wiggle room if you want to bring it back. But you have to start here. You can't lose too many structures without objective help before you're starting to fall behind too much. 7 minutes in, 10 stacks on Suljin. Needs another 5 until he gets his first quest reward, so that's another one. And yeah, Virtual at the top gets just chased by the Vikings, so Hazo is slowly and steadily whittling his hit point pool down and is just controlling these lanes as best he can. They're even following up on Ixia. Ultralis gets a kill and gets out! Holy hell! Ultralis with a kill, escapes, and now they've taken the fort in the middle, and they set up another one as they're going straight for Iowa. Jesus, not only is that a kill, but they're also getting Suljin, so it's a double that they're dropping here, and they're hoping to get another one. Ultralis gets murdered. Obviously, he has already finished his stacks a while ago. But yeah, Dehaka, no chance, my friend. Dehaka is also gone. Suljin just sliced the middle. I mean, look at this. This is ridiculous. He's just going in and hits everything. So the wall is gone. The Vikings at the bottom of the map, they're going straight for additional shots. And that is not only the fort destroyed, but yeah, structurally, it's just such a massive lead now for the Geilen banger that they are looking nearly unstoppable here. But who knows? Maybe with this kill, I assume we're going to get one, there's a chance for them to bring it back. So they get the kill, they're at the boss, they have a 5 versus 4, and they are kind of forced into this. Tal disadvantage, yes, it's there. Ultralis says hello real quickly, but I'm not sure if they're really willing to fight for this. I highly doubt it. Maybe poke around and piss him off a bit, but I don't think they're going to go for an actual fight here. Vikings are pushing the top lane out, by the way. Hello? Zarya? And they get the double! The triple! Are you fucking me? What the hell? What the hell? They get 4 kills and steal the boss away. It's a 5-man wipe. What? Okay. So, this just happened. They go for the point, and I mean, Stukov in particular is just absolutely murdering them, and then it's just Zul shitting on them. Absolutely shitting on them.
Hail to the king, baby.
I mean, what the hell? He just destroyed everything. Everything. Zul went in and just murdered. Absolutely murdered. No chance to survive anything there. He wrecked them brutally. Now the keep at the bot lane is gone, and this is not where this is going to end. 20 kills to 4. They are 4 levels ahead. 4 levels. Keeps are gone. The one at the bottom, one in the middle is going to get destroyed any second. And they're going to destroy a lot more here. This is going to be game. With Suljin dying again, even them killing Medivh is not going to stop this. What an utter disaster. 3-0 victory. The Germans with the win. They move on to the semifinals, everybody. Boy, oh boy, what a third game here. And wow, congratulations.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.